Hey, good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful Monday morning. Excited to get the week started. Thank you for joining me. This weather is just great, super cloudy in Gilbert Mesa, I think about 60 degrees. I love just walking out and basically not feeling weather, meaning it's not cold, it's not hot, it's just is what it is, and it's beautiful. I work in the office. I get here during the school years around 8:10 to the office because I drop my fifth grader off at, just before 8 and then drive to the office. I'm about 10, 15 minutes away from the office, which isn't bad. And then I literally sit in my chair. I don't leave for lunch. I haven't left in 20 years for lunch, on occasion, not even occasion, can't even say that. So I've probably left, I would say probably less than 20 times in 20 years, actually leaving the office to go to lunch. So it doesn't mean I don't eat lunch. I have such awesome staff that back in the day used to have to go pick me up lunch and bring it here. Or now Uber Eats is very convenient. But I've just found that I like working straight through lunch. And because I have auctions, I can't really go to lunch and enjoy lunch and just take an hour off during lunch. And so I've added up that time. And because I really haven't taken lunch breaks in 20 years, it puts me anywhere from probably around a 2-year ahead of my career advantage, which I'm just someone that looks at time way too much and looks at, I don't even know if that you can say way too much, but anyway, so I feel like, I've worked close to 20 years in my profession, but it's really like 22 because I'm not taking lunch breaks and taking an hour off. And likewise, for me to take an hour off and just not look at my phone and just relax in the middle of the day, if I were to go to lunch, it probably take me an average of about 2 hours more to catch up as far as like text messages and emails. And so it's just not worth it. So have I probably lost out on other business opportunities and other networking opportunities, like getting out of the office and maybe bigger and better things? Yeah, potentially, right? But I sit at this desk, my point is, and I don't sometimes get up on end for like probably 4 hours at a time. So I have to like remind myself to sit up and go walk around, go grab a drink of water. And a lot of times, as of late, I'm like, my goal is just to get out and feel the weather, whether it's hot or cold, and just go outside and just take a deep breath of fresh air. So anyways, that's kind of like a little bit about my morning strategy. So I've been thinking about a lot about reactions and how we react to things, and typically things that are out of our control and sometimes in our control. And I've got a little story to add to this to help kind of kick this off, to help us think about this. And so there was this young kid that lived with an older man, and that was his dad and his mom. And he was getting super frustrated at school and had a very bad temper and was losing his temper, up to 20 times per day. And it just wasn't good as far as he was just getting super emotional and getting really, really mad and getting mad at his friends, at his family, at his parents. And so he was just having a bad time with life and losing his temper. And his dad basically said, hey, look, we've got to do something about this. So he's inspired to tell this kid that every time he lost his temper, he needs to keep track, and then he needs to go out back of their house and put a nail into the fence every time he loses his temper. And so, he was found out that he was putting in about 20 nails a day into this fence. And this added up to hundreds of nails into this fence throughout the week. And what he found out is through his dad and this challenge of putting nails in the fence was that he was actually losing his temper a lot more than what he thought, and getting upset. And so basically, his dad, once he had hundreds of nails in this fence, said, hey, every time that you bit your tongue and you weren't going to lose your temper, and go and pull out those nails. And so, after the first week, he found that, after putting a couple hundred nails in the first week, he only put 100 nails in the next week and 50 nails in the next week. And then he eventually cooled off his temper enough to where he wasn't putting in any nails in the fence, and he was one by one removing these nails. So I kind of compare that to our life. And this kid actually found out that it was actually harder for him to think about going and grabbing the hammer and the nails and putting it into the fence. That action was harder for him than just biting his tongue and not losing his temper. So I kind of compare this to my life, our life, and just losing our temper or patience, or however you do it, to just the simple things in life. Maybe it's a spouse that just made us mad, and we kind of maybe went off a little bit on them, or a kid coming home with a bad grade, or checking the kid's grades and something's bad. And so I've been really, really trying to focus on just not getting angry and not losing my temper and keeping my cool. And it looks different for all of us. Some of us were raised by a mom that didn't say too much and a dad that yelled and spanked us, right? Or some of us were raised by a mom that screamed until her face was blue, and a dad that was real chill and you hardly knew he was there. I mean, so we all have these family dynamics, and we've actually inherited and incorporated these family dynamics into our life early on of raising our kids or growing up, right? And so it's kind of up to us to really find out our own happiness in life and our own ways that we are going to react. And so, I just think we just need to put more focus towards that this week, of just not losing our cool or our temper. Maybe even if driving the car, maybe you found yourself wanting to flip someone off in the past week that cut you off. And, I'm a big believer in keeping control of our emotions helps us be more productive and just better human beings. So as we keep control of these emotions, I promise you will find more happiness. You will find more productivity in your life. You will keep that brain power free to really dive into what task you need to handle next. And so having these low drama lives and keeping drama at a minimum just makes us for better, more productive people. I'm just a big believer in that. So that being said, my challenge to us is today, when we hang up this phone call, and the next thing, and the next thing that wants to bring drama into our life, that we want to overreact and get mad and ticked off at, is to respond differently. And I promise you, that one person that really frustrates you and that typically they get that reaction out of you. And when you don't give that reaction, it'll be very surprising and life-changing. The business I work in with wholesaling and auctions, there's a lot of drama. I mean, I've already tackled a couple little hills this morning that there's just drama. I mean, there's constantly, people not getting earnest money in and signing contracts and wanting to get out of contracts and closing late. And there's just always these tasks that come up and just weird things too, like things that just are just very distasteful that really, really make you mad. And I've done my best to just, keep cool, keep my cool, keep my head on right, and not blow up. And it's funny because I know if we can keep control of that, we're more productive and have more brain space, like I said. So that being said, I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great week. I'm looking forward to spending a little time with you this week. And thanks for hearing me out on this concept. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. You guys go out there and make it a great day. We'll talk to you soon.